Good morning. This morning we're going to start in Matthew 7. We're going to start in verse 21. And we'll see what it has to say. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. Sounds like there's going to be deceivers within the church itself at some point. Maybe it's happened before. Today we're getting a twofer. So we're going to jump over to Matthew 17. We're going to look at this one, the temple tax. We're starting in verse 24. After Jesus and his disciples arrived in Capernaum, the collectors of the 2 drachma tax came to Peter and asked, Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax? Yes, he does, he replied. When Peter came into the house, Jesus was the first to speak. What do you think, Simon? He asked. For whom do kings of the earth collect duty and taxes? From their own sons or from others? From others, Peter answered. Then the sons are exempt, Jesus said to him. But so that we may not offend them, go to the lake and throw out your line. Take the first fish you catch, open its mouth, and you will find a 4 drachma coin. Take it and give it to them for my tax and yours. I think where this hit me today, now I guess I know where this hit me today, is we're responsible for getting our own message from the Bible. We're liable for what we understand from our own study. We're not going to be given an excuse because we followed someone who misled us. You know, these daily Bible studies that I encourage each of you to do, that I'm doing it as an example for you, you know, it's so that we may each read the Bible, that we may each sort it with our brain through the Holy Spirit, what Jesus called the Spirit of Truth. So, I gave you one where obviously at some point we're going to see, and it looks as Jesus goes through his teachings, all of his teachings, you know, he talks about the Pharisees and how they're twice the demons as the ones they're teaching. We go into this portion where he talks about the evil doers that are doing it under his name. In this temple tax, I see Peter following social norms. Of course we're going to pay the tax, right? We're compelled to by social norms. But many of us do what's in a social norm because we feel like we need to conform to preconceived notions that have been presented to us, been taught to us by someone. Jesus' answer here is, I want you to think about it, Simon, Peter. I want you to think about it. I want you to consider it, right? So Jesus was what we would think of as the Holy Spirit. You know, it's towards his demise, closer to his demise, when he says, I'm going to ask the Father that he leaves behind for you the Spirit of truth. The Spirit of truth will be your advocate, right? So at this time, they had the Spirit of truth. They had an advocate right there with them. Now we're left with our birthright. We're left with that Spirit of truth, with an advocate within us. And we're liable to use it, understand it, and not be misled. We don't follow social norms. We're not to follow social norms just because that's how everybody else did it. But use your heart. That's what you're going to be responsible for. I love you all. I hope you've enjoyed this Bible study. I hope it encourages you to read it for yourself. Have a great day.